What's up, guys? Jake here with JakesGotHerps, not to confuse the herpes. Herpes is nasty. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about why I use Mazuri Crocodilian diet versus other diets, and why I think it's probably one of the better options you can feed your alligator. I know it's not the only way to do it. There's loads of ways to feed an alligator, and I'm just going to be talking to you guys why I chose this. This is Tebow. He's my American Alligator, if you guys are unaware. And whenever I do a video with Tebow in it, like just an alligator update or a reptile room update or anything like that, I usually have two major questions or concerns. One of them being, obviously, what are you feeding him? Because I usually feed him in those videos, what are you feeding him? It looks like dog food, what is that? Where can I get some? Or, whatever. It looks like Cocoa Puffs or something. And then the other one is usually from the obnoxious know-it-all people who come on my videos saying, "Jake, this is bullshit. You have to feed your alligator scratch himself, you son of a bitch." And I would probably have to disagree with that. There's a lot of different ways to feed an alligator, and a lot of people get upset with the way I feed mine, mainly just because it's not really the natural way to feed it. But if you're going to keep any reptile in captivity, I think one thing you're going to have to get over really fast is you really can't provide a natural setting for them. Just handling your animal alone, that's already like the most unnatural thing you can do for an animal. If you really want the most natural thing possible, then you probably shouldn't even get one, because you're gonna have to do things that are unnatural, like cleaning a cage. Like, if you're feeding a frozen thaw rodent, that's not natural either. If you're handling your animal, that's like, imagine how unnatural that is. Imagine how much in the wild, an alligator, a snake, or whatever gets handled in the wild. So that's a completely different point, but that's something you're gonna have to get over pretty quick. But anyway, back on topic. One of the reasons I choose to feed this stuff is it's cheap, right? Like, alligators as babies will eat a lot of insects and small mice and rats and fish and maybe chicken breasts and all that good stuff, and all that's fine. But when you get a large alligator, it's going to be really expensive to feed. And the sooner you can get on this stuff, the better, because a 10-foot alligator is going to eat a lot of food. You're going to have to feed a lot of rats, a lot of chicken breasts, rabbits, stuff, and it's going to be really, really expensive to feed. Like, that's probably one of the two major drawbacks of keeping an alligator. Is one, it's obviously expensive to feed, and it's also expensive to house because they get quite large. This stuff right here, it's very cheap. It comes in 50-pound bags. I think you might get it in 25-pound. I'm not really sure, but 50-pound bags usually pretty standard. And I have had this alligator going on 3 years, and I haven't ran out yet. So that just goes to show you that it does last a long time. It's also very convenient. I don't have to go to my little freezer over there and thaw out any rodents, or go to the store and buy anything. I can just come down here, open this little thing up, and feed it. I keep it, obviously it's in the 50-pound bag, but I just it's in here just so I don't have a huge bag of gator food sitting around. And another good thing about it is, well, also I just said that it's going to be expensive to feed as an adult. This stuff actually comes in two sizes. It's this little size that looks like dog food, and they have the size that's like baseball diameter size. That's big discs of it. So a lot of alligator rescues and stuff choose to use it because obviously it's inexpensive, and it's overall a good diet. One thing about feeding a lot of rats and a lot of whole prey items is, yeah, you're going to get pretty much everything you need, but your alligator may get fat if you overfeed him. This stuff right here is really lean. It doesn't have as much protein as a mouse or a rat, but also has a lot less fat. It's a lot leaner of a diet. If you look at my alligator, he is a very lean alligator. He's got good size to him, but he's obviously not overweight in any way, and that just goes feeding this. People ask me if I actually measure out how much I feed him. I don't. I just kind of guesstimate. I usually just take a small handful and I throw it in there, and he usually eats it all. And another good thing about this stuff is it has the ideal calcium to phosphorus ratio. If you don't know, how that relates to reptiles, basically you want a 2-to-1 ratio of calcium to phosphorus. And if you feed not enough calcium or too much phosphorus, what can happen is the body will try and counteract that, and they will it'll start taking calcium out of the bones, and that's how you get metabolic bone disease, and that's never good either. And this stuff right here is really good. It has the ideal calcium to phosphorus. I know a lot of tegu people who actually use this to feed their tegus with, because they don't have to worry about calcium at all. Like with tegus, a lot of people feed a lot of ground turkey. Mine doesn't really like it, so I don't worry about it a lot, but Obviously, ground turkey doesn't have any calcium in it because there's no bones, there's no shell, there's nothing like that. So you have to do all your own adding, and with this stuff you can just, if they eat it, you have exactly what you need right here. So that's a good thing too. Another thing that I guess could be a benefit that I was thinking about a lot when I got this alligator, but now I don't really care so much, is that, obviously it's a completely motionless, completely dead, doesn't even smell anything like anything living. I guess it kind of smells like fish. I don't know. You guys can take a whiff of that and tell me what you think, but obviously it no way resembles anything human whatsoever. Like if I put my hand in here, except when he's eating and I have stuff in my hands, like the Croc Diet in my hands, he's probably not going to associate my hands with food. That's what my original train of thought was, but now that I've had him for a while, I'm thinking that he's probably too smart for that anyway. He probably knows the difference. He could bite me if he wanted to, but he chooses not to. So that's good. And I guess one other disadvantage, but really not that bad, is that the tank gets a little dirtier because when I throw the particles in the water, or the pieces in the water, they break apart really easy, and they get a little bit dirty. But then again, if you're feeding a lot of rats and stuff, you're going to get a lot of fur and blood and stuff like that in the water too. So, really you're going to, you're in between a rock and a hard place there. But yeah, so that's basically the main reasons why I choose to feed Croc Diet to my alligator. Again, this isn't the only way to do it. If you do it a different way, I respect the way you do it. I'm not telling you how you have to take care of your animals. I'm just saying that, it's a very good diet to have. Even if you just supplement it with anything else you feed, it's still a good thing. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. To everyone who always tells me, "That's bullshit, you gotta feed the animal," or whatever, hopefully you are enlightened and you will just leave my comment box alone. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Peace.